the food and the wine scene. Now that I want to know about.
It sometimes seems like there's just too many choices, right? There's, 5,000, 6,000 restaurants to choose from in Manhattan alone. But I think the culinary scene is absolutely something to enjoy here. You know, when you think of Manhattan, you think, oh, it's so pricey, I could never afford that. But the great thing about the culinary scene in New York is you can afford it. There's so many different price-fixed menus and, you know, different menus to choose from throughout all 5 boroughs that it's really, you can take up your entire weekend just eating alone in New York City.
And I think actually finding the restaurant on your own is part of the whole experience. Like, you know, when you're searching online or hearing a word-of-mouth recommendation, the experience, that's what makes it all the more better. And then I think for some of the higher-end restaurants, I know I take advantage of Restaurant Week in New York, which seems to be popping up more and more frequently. And that's when you can really take advantage of the prefix menus and, you know, dine someplace where typically you might not be dining.
Another great place that I think I always like to check out new restaurants and would be Grub Street from New York Magazine. It's a weekly, kind of a daily newsletter, and it just talks to you about new openings, you know, places where you can reserve seats to very kind of competitive, you know, restaurants. And I think that to me is just a great way to really keep up with the restaurant and wine scene.
Eater New York is also a great website for people who are, you know, new to New York City and want to learn a little about the culinary experiences that are available to them.
I think here in New York, you can never take it personal if sometimes you make one plan early in the week and then that week that plan changes because someone happens to find about another party and we'll just say, hey, I have this work function and there's this huge party going on, but we'll meet later. It's just, you can never really have a set agenda in New York, and I think that's just great about meeting different people, little different circles. So again, it can be very hard at times, but we always kind of make the effort, even though it may take a few attempts to try to get together in the end.
Ladies, thank you so much for the tour of New York.
It was our pleasure. Come back to visit soon.
Well, we'll be back soon. This was a totally different side of things.
Do I have ice cream all over my face and my
You
teeth?
look fantastic.